But that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience.
Here I am in my studio at the end of October, almost finished Station 5. Station 5 suggests that the project is past the one-third completion on the ideas and the sculpture. And I find this interesting because Jesus and Simon are passing through an arch that essentially is the general design of this piece. It suggests the passageway into a new part of the project, into a new part of the Passion. What I love about this, again, very much like Jesus falls for the first time, is the expressions and the whole gesture and the whole shape of the Christ figure. He's exhausted. His form, really, I wanted to create it so it really brings out that pain and that compassion from the viewer who looks at it. And certainly you can see Simon is at that point where he's helping Jesus with his heart as well as his body. You can see what I've done is the one hand of Simon is reaching over, covering or protecting the hand of Jesus. That human touch is very important within the piece. I also had the opportunity to put Simon's 3 children surrounding him there. And there was an opportunity to express the horror, the shock, and the grief of seeing Jesus within such a state. I have the crowd from the previous station, that thick crowd of a variety of different people worked in a portion of the sculpture. But here things get interesting because one of the figures within that crowd is a demon. I love that. It's very discreet, but it's showing the presence of evil in a very discreet way. You can see also that I suggested the idea of Simon being an angelical force helping Jesus by having the angels, which were usually just in the previous stations on top of the pillars, now coming into the sky and kind of curving into the scene and suggesting that Simon and heaven and the angels are present there and a big part of what's going on within the foreground of the project. They create a sweep, they create the spirituality, and they excite the background. And so also I have a couple scenes. I didn't want to put too many parables within it, but to contrast or to pair with the demon on the one side of the crowd in the cluster of sheep, I have a wolf wearing the sheepskin, which is a really good symbolic moment within the sculpture. And so I have also other details that people can discover. The birds have the nests, the foxes have the holes on the one side, suggesting a very powerful passage of scripture. And also the one shepherd in the background who has actually found his sheep with his hand up in celebration. I love that. But I have to basically ration the amount of detail of symbols that I put in for the parables because I want, and I'm only 1/3 done the project, I want the parables and the teachings of Jesus to be spread throughout the whole Stations of the Cross. What I take from this is absolute excitement. Although a lot of the sculpture is just the arch, I think it's important to have that visual breather within the sculpture because things are heating up and they're going to get more exciting as the project continues.
For he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age.